have never looked back since. So first and foremost, I would like to say thank you, because like I say to people, it's motivators like you that we need sometimes. You didn't know where I was, you didn't know what stress I was going through, but you still took time out, you know, to sit there and talk to me and guide me. So I really,
Yeah.
really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you very much.
And thanks very much for that is it testimonial or commendation. I feel humble and grateful, and that's what my life is all about. It's about impacting
All right.
one person at a time.
That's true.
People are going through a lot, but if you can use our experience, our expertise to inspire people, to encourage people, and us to help them to change their thinking,
Right.
that it is possible.
Yes.
I think when I was very, very young, when I was 17, things were very, very difficult for me. And I remember that I read a quote
Right.
by Bernard Shaw.
Right.
And he said something that really transformed my life. He said, the people who move on in life look for the opportunity they want.
Right.
If they can't find it, they create them.
That's true.
You know, most of us are looking for destiny helpers, people who will sort us out. But those, you can wait forever. But there's a way you can create your own opportunity, and that's what you've done.
All right. Well, with a lot of thanks to you, I have to say. So with that in mind, could you tell us about your foundation? Because I know with you and your foundation, you do believe a lot in things like education and stuff. So can you give us a brief background about
The
it?
background of my education, I have been involved in mentoring people for 21 years.
Wow.
Yeah, since 22 years this year. And I've done a lot of charity work. I've mentored before then. I've mentored over 1,000 people.
Right.
I've done a lot of charity work, like I said. I've done the London Marathon. Okay, I did it in 2004. I did the 5 kilometer with my wife.
Right.
I did five fleet half marathon. I did London Marathon twice to raise money for different charities.
Wow.
I did skydiving to raise money for Desmond Tutu. And I think it was Desmond Tutu during his 80th birthday that just changed my view about why can't I start my own thing.
Oh,
And he came to Croydon. When he came to Croydon, I was given the privilege of meeting him. I was invited to meet him as one of the
Right.
leading African leaders in Croydon. And I just asked him that, Archbishop, how can we change the world?
Right.
And he said to me, Dayo, do your little bit of good wherever you are. That it is those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world.
That's true.
So when you look at it, if you can just do your own little bit, and I was in Nigeria for a conference, Sonny Rabo Live, and I just told him about it, and I used that platform to launch the foundation in Nigeria in front of our 1,200 youths at Oriental Hotel on the 2nd of February 2016. So it's going to be 3 years this year. What I've always wanted to do is to be able to put 1,000 youths in a room
Wow.
in Nigeria,
Yes.
inspire them, encourage them, give them strategies that they need to be successful,
Right.
and give them mentoring.
Right.
So it provided a platform for me to be able to do that, so I don't need to spend any money. Just imagine how much that will cost me. So I launched it, and I offer mentoring to 1,000 youths in Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
Then most of them are they're not doing badly. At least I help about 250 to do their CVs.
Right.
And about 50 of them have gotten jobs through that.
Oh.
They've changed their career. I encourage them. Then apart from that, I also gave some women in the northern part of Nigeria, I give them like a grant, free grant to just change their life around. Some people, their husband died during the Boko Haram. They only need about 5,000
That's true.
to start a business or to turn around their
Very
business.
nice. That's
So
true.
I did that, and most of the things that I'm very, very passionate about. I'm passionate about homeless people.
Oh.
So I support the homeless people, feeding the homeless people. Last year for my anniversary, I took 53 young girls to watch Black Panther.
Oh, right.
Black Panthers
Yes.
from Makoko.
Yes.
Most of them, it's around about from Makoko to Sabo in Lagos. It's almost like maybe 20 minutes drive, and most of them have never been to a cinema.
Oh, wow. So
So
that's the first time.
this year, I think I'll be doing more like that in April, maybe feeding people on the streets. Maybe one of the things I would love to do is, those guys who are on the railway line,
Yes.
feeding them, providing meal for them.
Oh.
Just do little that I can do.
Very
But apart from that, that's the one aspect. But the back end is mentoring people,
right.
encouraging young people,
Right.
giving them the tools that they need.
Right.
For example, one of my books, this book, is one of the books that turned things for me.
Right.
You Got the Power. It was
Yes.
sent to 180 countries
Right.
in 2008.
Yes.
And the book is now available free on okada.com for young people to download.
Can I just ask that? Did you just say free and for young
Free.
people
Yeah,
for them to download
at least
as well?
it's there.
Right.
I'm not collecting their details.
Yes.
I'm not using.
Beautiful.
So it just go to that site,
Yes.
download it, read. The second one that I wrote for my 50th birthday is also going to be available and for purchase
Hold that.
on that.
Okay.
But at least if you can, you don't need to buy that one, but if you can download the first one for free,
Yes.
it's about under 50 pages. You learn something, how to set goals, how to believe in yourself.
Right.
At least you learn something, and it can take your life forward.
Forward.
When we were growing up, we never had those opportunities. You can't get a free book anywhere.
That's true.
You have to, maybe somebody is going to America, they will buy a book, you have to spend fortune buying them. So I just want to create that little opportunity for people.
Right. Oh, thank you very much. Now the viewers can see the reason why I had to wait 6 months in line to get my my esteemed guest to come and sit with me today, because it does a lot. It does a whole lot for the community, and those are the type of people that we want these youths to see. Once you lay down your knives and your guns, these are the people that we really need you to look up to. Now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Well, I'd like to go a bit into your history. A lot of people didn't know that you used to be a record company executive. You used to be a music producer. You was an artist manager. You were a manager for one famous person back home in Nigeria. Can you let them know who that was?
Yes, I was the manager of King Gwasio and Marshall the first.
Wow.
I managed him when I was maybe 27.
Right.
I think, yeah, for 3 years. I left when I was 30 years old. That's 1992.
Oh, right.
Thereabouts. And it was very, very transformational for me too, for both of us. Because that's the first time I would manage an artist of that caliber.
Right.
And not just of that caliber. I managed him for 3 years. Prior to those 3 years, he has never won a national award like the music awards in Nigeria. During my time, those 3 years, he won 12.
Really?
Including Artist of the Year.
Wow.
He won 12 awards. And I remember the 3 albums that I did with him. The first one was The Ultimate.
Right.
Consolidation and Reflection. Consolidation changed everything. It changed the tempo and the dynamics of the music industry.
When you say that, what could you go into it a bit further?
He sold more. He won. He used it to win. At least he won 4 awards with that album, that Consolidation album, including Artist of the Year, Album of the Year, Song of the Year. He did so well, and he was even crowned the king of Fuji music during my time.
Oh, I see. Oh, beautiful. The reason why I'm talking about this is obviously you know that music has a lot of impact on youth.
Yes.
So what way, what way has music had an impact on you? So the way you've molded yourself into a success today, and with the untapped talents and skills that the youth in gangs have, how can we as a project use things like social media, like music, and little things to be able to motivate this youth? So it's a 2-in-1 question.
Yes. One, how has music impacted me? When we were growing up, in those days, the kind of music that you hear, that they sing,
Yes.
they are very, very heavy on moral.
Right.
Like Ebenezer Obey.
Yes.
The kind of things that you hear from Ebenezer Obey, from Barrister,
Yes.
from even Collington, from Osita Osadebe,
Right.
from those caliber of musicians. You learn a lot. You sing. You say the kind of thing that they sing. Ike Dayo, they are philosophical.
Right.
You learn a lot from them. Even the pop star there, they sing a lot of love song. The DZK Falola, Felice Liberty, Ngozi, your love,
Oh
is what I
yeah,
want.
we remember that
I
one
need
too.
someone by
Yeah.
Chris Okotie.
Yeah.
So we enjoy it. We go to we go to concerts. But these days things have changed,
That's true.
and we can't compare the kind of music that they sing now to those kind of music, because sometimes when I look at the music that they sing today,
Right.
I ask myself, can these lyrics stand the test of time?
Right.
Yes, Sonny Neji,
Right.
Oruka.
Yes.
That's my kind of music. For like maybe 50 years, when people get married in Nigeria, when the bride and groom wants to come in, they will play Ebenezer Obey.
That's
Eto
true.
Igbeyawo Laye is standard.
Yes.
And those musicians make money from the royalty of those albums, even up till now.
Right.
When you look at the love songs, the Americans, maybe the Michael Jackson, the Whispers, Shalama,
Yeah.
our kids are now singing those songs
That's true.
because they can relate to some of those songs.
Yes.
Uh, Whitney Snow, Endless Love,
Yes.
or Lionel Richie. Those kind of songs, you can still relate with them.
Yes. And they mostly
Today.
the ones that sing on America's Got Talent.
Yes.
Yeah. British
So
Got-
when you look at, even when you watch America Got Talent, they still rehearse some of those songs.
Yes.
Those motivational songs. I listen to a lot of motivational songs. I got a lot of inspiration from those motivational songs. I Still Standing, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Still I Rise.
Yes.
Those sort of songs, they are inspirational. I listen a lot to U2.
Yeah.
For example,
Yeah.
I listen a lot to Coldplay.
All right.
This year, November 1, I think after church, I watched Coldplay
Oh,
for
wow.
about 3 hours.
Oh,
Look at, it's a beautiful day. You can listen to those kind of songs.
yes.
And for me, those are the kind of songs I wish that our modern day musicians are singing. Those musicians can stand the test of time.
Right.
They will do very well. Look at Yahooze. The guy did only one album. Nobody can play Yahooze now.
That's true. Yes.
But if, for example, that song is a transformational song, they can strike a balance because they also need to, make money. But there is a way. Let me see.
Make money and inspire.
Make money and inspire. You are the most incredible out of Nigeria. That kind of song.
Yes. Yes.
That's still inspiring.
Right.
You don't make me fall in love.
Yes.
Those can still be inspiring.
Can be inspiring.
So if they can just strike a balance with those kind of songs that people will love to listen to. Imagine the kind of music that you love to listen to in the morning when you wake up.
Right. I'm sorry to cut you off. So what you're trying to say is that the type of music you listen to, the lyrics, everything, can sometimes have an impact on how you view life and how you motivate yourself.
Yes. Look at the story of there is this Obey song that really inspires me a lot. Story of Kete Kete. The odds that it's just about being patient and all of that. When you listen to Obey, you'll be inspired. You will learn a lot.
Yes.
So I think modern musicians, especially the pop stars, should be exploring the possibility of striking a balance
between all the
between
things.
making money and making a difference.
Yes. Right. Thank you very much for that. Another thing, because I did actually cut you off. Because sometimes you've got so many, like talents. I have to find a way to keep moving it around so that I'll be able to motivate the people out there. Going through your profile, I noticed your belief about education being the right and wrong way to become successful. You even cited dropouts like Bill Gates making it in life. Could you elaborate on that a bit, please?
When they say, I think it is in my book,
right,
page 89, I believe that education is important.
Right.
I believe that it is not where you are coming from that matters, but where you are going.
Where you're going, yes.
I also believe that God has given everybody talents.
Right.
And I believe that we are all endowed with the seeds of greatness.
Yes.
So talking about education, I also believe in education. I tell my kids, education may not necessarily make you a millionaire, but education will give you competence
That's true.
to be able to do something.
Right.
And competency gives you confidence.
That's true.
And confidence gives you courage.
That's true.
You know that a lot of people are struggling from confidence and courage.
That's true. But can you just...
Now, in terms of that,
Yes.
so I believe that education is important.
Right.
Now, in terms of dropping out, when we use Bill Gates, people use Bill Gates and the founder of Facebook.
Right. Right.
When you drop out at Harvard, it's a different level of dropping out,
That's true. Yes.
because it means these people were doing something. Or yes, Steve Jobs. When you look at those level of dropouts, it's a different level.
That's true. Yeah.
Because before they got into that university, they're like the best of the best of the best.
That's true. Yeah.
So when you say drop out, I don't want to mention some university because we're on air.
Yeah.
When you drop out as Oxford, it's different from when you drop out as some funny university.
That's true.
But there's even a statistic that has just said that a new report suggests that most billionaires in US today have university education. A research. So education is important. I think the report's super entrepreneurship. You can Google it, superentrepreneurship.com.
Okay.
It talks about a lot of millionaires. They interview 1,000 self-made millionaires who earn at least $1 billion and also appear in so many magazines within 1996 and 2010,
Right.
and found that half of the largest new firms created since the end of Second War are created by millionaires
So
who have university education.
why do you think that bit is hidden from this youth? Because they think, oh, it doesn't really matter if we don't have anything, we can still go out there and succeed. Because you don't hear a lot about that, like from the media or even on social media. They just make it sound so easy. You don't need anything, you can still...
Okay. What do you get on the social media?
Yeah, a lot of drama probably.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't... If you want to really develop yourself,
Yes.
you read books.
Right.
You read research. But I read at least one book a week, but now I just reduce it. I read about 40 books a year.
Right. Wow.
When I train leaders, when I talk about books, if I want to reference a book,
Yes.
I don't reference a book that is more than 3-4 years old.
Right.
So I need to keep on developing myself.
Yes.
Because even, a guy wrote a book, What Got You Here Will Not Take You There.
Mm.
Goldsmith, Goldsmith is his name. What got us here will not take us there.
Right.
Because if we begin to, sometimes we are looking for validation.
That's
Oh,
true.
I don't need to go to school to make it. Just look at it. If you did not go to school now, what are you going to do? If you say that, oh, I'm not good academically and I want to go and study plumbing, it's still something.
That's
You've
true.
learned something.
That's right.
Or you want to go and do fashion or photography. You've learned something. But just
That's
waking up and just saying that, no, you don't need. So what are you going to do? You don't need education to make it in life. No, you need education. And there are two types of education. There is self-education.
Right.
There's vocational, about three. There is the degree side, the degree route, and there's the vocational education.
Right.
And there's self-education. Some people they self-taught themselves and they're doing very well.
That's right.
So for me, I believe that education is very, very important.
That's right. Well, if we're talking about education, do we just have to limit it to like schools alone? Because some people find it restrictive. They don't really like staying in classrooms. Is there alternatives to like just, instead of just being in a classroom atmosphere, or do you think we're just being a bit indulgent? Because
There's Open University, for example.
right.
There's apprenticeship. Apprenticeship is a massive thing that the government is pushing now. In
Right.
fact, there are even organizations that have some, maybe over 100 member of staff who don't have an apprenticeship program. They are even paying fine. Now there's apprenticeship levy.
Oh, I see.
You can go through the apprenticeship route.
Right.
So you get qualification, you earn money, doing what you are passionate about.
About.
So the apprenticeship route and the vocational route are almost the same thing.
That's
So you
true.
don't necessarily have to go to university. When I was growing up, there's the apprenticeship route. Our able brothers, they invest heavily on the apprenticeship route. And the way we do the apprenticeship route in Africa is quite different from here. In Africa, you may not necessarily get a qualification, but you learn the trade
Right.
from a mentor.
Right.
You live with the mentor. And when you finish, maybe after graduation, the mentor will set you up financially for you to be independent. So I still believe that education is very, very important and is key.
All right. Okay, let me bring it back a bit to you now, because we've spoken about a couple of things out there. Let's bring it back a bit to you. With your background as a human capital development expert, as a corporate trainer, as an inspirational and motivational speaker. See, I had to sit down because I was going to talk to my mentor, so I really wanted to create the best impression. So sometimes, please, if I'm coming
I don't
up
mind.
heavy,
No, I don't mind. I appreciate that.
it's only once in a lifetime opportunity,
Thank
and I
you.
intend to utilize it properly.
Yes.
So, as I was saying, being a transformational leadership and public speaking host, as well as the vice chair of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development Education Board and the Sodok Diocesan Board of Education, do you think a structured online program mixed with work experience could motivate these youth into turning into successful entrepreneurs?
Yes, of course. Yes, indeed.
All right. So can you explain?
There are so many courses online that people can do
Right.
that can turn their life around. One of them is called Future Learn.
Right.
FutureLearn.com. One of the young guys I mentor has just completed a course on Future Learn. It is free.
All right.
You do a structure online courses. Maybe about 6 weeks. They will send you the material. You do. In fact, I even did my digital skills there.
Oh, I see.
To upgrade myself, I did project management on that platform.
Oh, right.
So they can use the Future Learn to develop themselves, and they get a certificate.
Oh, right.
It is free, but if you now want a certificate, you pay some extra money to get a certificate, and you can take it anywhere because it shows that you've done it.
So that's Future Learn.
Future Learn.
Okay.
FUTURA Learn.com.
Okay.
There is that route. There's Open University routes.
Right.
There's Masterclass.com.
Right.
There is Udemy. In fact, most organizations now are moving. They are reducing their learning and development budgets. They are moving their staff.
Right.
To self-directed learning.
Right. Okay.
They are moving their staff to online learning.
Right.
There are so many trainings that you can do on your app. So it just depends on what you want. If you are very, very smart, any course that you want to do, you can go online and get it for free.
Right.
Now, that is even on one hand. The biggest site for development is YouTube.
Right.
For learning. If you want to learn how to write a book or how to fix a bulb, you can go on YouTube and type it. You will see somebody who will talk you through it. So
Right.
those things, it's just that people are not really aware, or they are aware, but they can't get around it. SlideShare is there. SlideShare.com, where people have presentations. And they put it there. You can just go through different, if you type in any subjects,
Yes.
you see a current presentation on it.
On it.
There's the Google Scholar. So there's just so many opportunities.
That you can
And there are
get
so
these
many
things.
free books
Yeah.
online. It depends on what you want. You can learn French online
Right.
for free.
For free. Right.
If you want to travel anywhere, you can go online and do everything. You can research.
Research
But
them.
this is the challenge. How many of us has got the time?
That's true.
Distraction is one of the greatest enemy of progress now. And that's the reason why you need to be disciplined and you need to schedule your time to be able to achieve those things. Because self-directed learning is different. Self-directed learning, if you don't have discipline, you won't be able to do it. It's just like Open University.
Right.
When you have a coursework and somebody's not on your neck, like if you go to school, you submit it. You can just say, no, I'll defer, I'll submit it later, I can do it next week. And before you
No,
Nice.
it's over.
Yes.
It's done. Oh, that's true. Oh, thank you very much for that. This I'm going to talk about It is personal, but it's not. It's something that is very good. I want to talk about your motivation. What motivates you into giving back to the community? For example, why do you leave the comfort of your house to bedding down with and feeding the homeless, empowering women, turning youth into entrepreneurs? For people that don't know, Dr. Olomu actually helps with the homeless in his borough of Croydon. He's been there, he's slept out with them a couple of times, he's fed them. I think you're into some other fundings and other
Yeah.
things just to create awareness about the homeless. There's nobody that can do that, I have to be honest with you.
And,
But I just want to see where the motivation came from.
I think it's about making a difference.
Right,
I believe that life is not about just making money.
right,
We did not come to this world and make money and just disappear.
right.
And it's about making a difference and leaving a legacy. If we die, nobody will remember us for the car we drive
That's true.
or our certificates.
That's true.
They will remember us for the difference we made in their life and our contribution to society.
Right.
We're still talking about Rockefeller Ford Foundation. Do you know that most people are talking more about Ford Foundation than the car he founded?
Right. Right.
Most people know about Ford Foundation. They don't even know that the owner of Ford Foundation is the person behind Ford Cars.
Oh, I see.
So it's about leaving a legacy and just, like I said, doing my own little bit of good to make the world a better place.
A better place, right.
To leave a dent in the world, to just do my own bit. For a very good example, the homeless people. I've been feeding homeless for like maybe 10 years.
Right.
But I now took it upon myself to actually go and sleep rough.
Right.
So I participated in London's sleep rough, London CEO sleep rough, where we raised about £2,000 each, and we had to sleep rough for
Sorry
a night.
to cut you off.
Yes.
If anybody is interested, if you go on his Facebook, you will see it. You can see that I really follow your Facebook as well. We've seen the pictures where he goes outside. He actually practices what he preaches. If you go on Facebook, you'll see him bedding with the homeless. You'll see him feeding them there. So if it's something anybody is interested in, please
Yes.
log in on there. And if you communicate with him, I'm sure he'll let you know the best way to do it.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt
And you can do it in your borough.
Right.
It doesn't have to be homeless.
Right.
It can be widow.
Right.
It can be young people.
Yep.
Everybody has got passion
Yeah.
for something.
That's true.
It can be gun crime. It can be youth violence. It can be anything. One of the other things I do is looking after adopting somebody in my borough who is 80 years old. Looking after her, checking on her. You see so many of our parents, so many old people are alone. They live alone.
Right.
Maybe in a sheltered accommodation. You can just be helping them to do their shopping.
Yes.
Checking on them.
Right.
It's just, for me, it's just about just do your little bit of good to make a difference in the world. And I'm passionate about that.
Oh, we can see.
I'm very, very passionate about that.
Yes.
I'm passionate
Very
about
obvious.
mentoring people.
Right.
I'm passionate about homeless people. I'm passionate about making a difference in the world.
Right. Right. One of the reasons why I wanted you to come on here is because, like I always say, sometimes if you keep telling people, oh, this is how it is, or this is who you should emulate, or this is not the right way to go to, they need to see the evidence and the proof themselves, which is the reason why I'm happy that you're here now. This is the type of men from our community that we think we should be bringing up now, not all those ones that that give us a bad image or bad representation. So coming from there, I wanted to ask you about the hardships that you faced when you were building your empire, because right now we all have to say you've got an empire.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. How did you overcome the hardship? What advice would you give the youth facing struggles but they're aiming for success through making the right choices? And to get them to reach out to someone like you for help, what skills and attributes do you think they need to have themselves before you can step in, and guide them the proper way?
I think
So
you have a way of putting so many questions. You remind me as if I'm going for interview and you say A, B, C. Okay.
Yeah, 1A, 1B.
Yes. You talk about the hardship I faced, the challenge,
Yes.
and what advice I can give to the youth. Okay. One of the challenges I faced was belief.
Right.
Apart from when I was growing up, when my father died and poverty and all those kind of stuff,
Right.
and I came back to England. You didn't ask me about that. Let's leave that.
Oh no, it's something we can slot in
Okay,
because the more
because
they know, the more they'll be
now
able to
my story
connect with you.
itself,
Yes.
I was born in this country.
Right.
When I was 7 years old, my father went back to Nigeria. No, when I was 2 years old, then when I was 7 years old, my father died.
Right.
And I remember celebrating my 10th birthday, 25th June 1975, at a bus garage in Yanokwaja,
Oh right.
selling ice water,
Oh
biscuits to support my mother.
wow. Oh wow.
As in ice water, not pure water.
Not pure. Oh, wow.
There's a difference between ice water and pure
And
water.
pure water.
And when I was 17, I made a vow that I'm going to make a success in my life so that my mother's toil in me will not be in vain.
Wow.
And the first thing I did was to get crashed into an album launch. And that's how I started my career in the entertainment industry. Get crashing means that go to a party you are not invited to. And I remember the song 1982, Lamentation for Sodom. It's
Oh,
so
right.
funny. Lamentation for
For
Sodom.
Sodom, yeah.
Tell me if you know the city called Sodom.
Oh.
That's how I started in the entertainment industry. And after that, I came to England.
Right.
When I came to England, I discovered that a crook had stolen my identity.
Oh
The crook had used
wow.
it to open a bank account. I even got married and I wasn't invited to the wedding.
Wow.
So life was very, very, very challenging for me. I was close to giving up.
Right.
So I know that life will be very, very challenging. But like I said earlier on, I have to create my own opportunity.
Yes.
Then I had this aspiration to become a motivational speaker.
Right.
And I was told that I would never be a successful motivational speaker because of my accent.
Oh wow.
And I remember one of my friends, and I use this a lot, and she said, I paraphrase, I may speak with an accent, but I do not think with an accent.
Right.
I do not process information with an
With
accent.
an accent.
So
Wow.
I joined Toastmasters to develop my public speaking skill,
Right.
and today I'm one of the most successful motivational speaker, trainer, leadership trainer, at least in the black community. So the first thing, in fact, I wrote my first book on it. I call it Dayo. If you are listening, Dayo, the first thing you need to be successful, you need a desired goal.
Right.
As in, you need something. You know, when you have a desire, is to have strong longing for something. I want this thing.
Oh yes.
You must desire it.
Yes.
I was talking to Mr. Adi Thomas earlier on, and he talks about his passion, his belief in this channel. You must have some. You must want something.
Want something.
Goal,
That's true.
aspiration, call it anything. Target.
Yes.
I want to become.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So you must have a target. I want to become so and so.
Yes.
And you do everything to become that person.
Okay.
So sometimes it can be education. Sometimes it can be looking for a mentor. It can be anything.
Right.
Then the number two is you have to follow that with action.
Right. Yes.
You must, you have to do something. And you don't need to great to start.
Yes.
But you need to start before you can become
Before you
great.
can start, yes.
So I always say that an ineffective plan executed today is better than a perfect plan delayed till tomorrow.
Right.
And the third one is you. You have to believe in yourself. And the last one, and this is very, very important. I call it opportunity for growth. No matter, it's going to be challenging.
Right.
You are going to eat the rock. People are going to say no. You have to see those opportunities.
Yes.
You have to see all those challenges as opportunities for growth, because success thrives on adversity.
Adversity. Right. Right.
And if I want to put a bonus,
Right.
relationship. You have to build relationship with people. Look for a mentor. And if you're a Christian, put God first.
Right. The reason why I'm asking is because a lot of these youths, they've got the talent, they've got the skills, but they don't know how to go about looking for someone that can help them. So unfortunately, this is where they go wrong. They get all these predators coming around, trying to use all their goals and their ambitions for their own selfish reasons. That's how they get into gangs and they get into drugs. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to the best way to put it, we're trying to let them or identify the positive influences that should be in their lives. People like you that'll be able to sit down and talk to them and let them know right from wrong. And not only that, how to use their skills their abilities to the best of their knowledge. So maybe let's imagine there's a young black man or young black woman or a young man or woman out there that is feeling dejected because he's not sure, he or she is not sure what to do. What sort of advice would you be able to offer such a person?
I am working with, I have been doing it in my own little bit, and there are so many mentoring, black mentoring programs around.
Right.
I think the first thing that the youth needs to do is to look for a mentor.
Right.
More than any time in history, there is now opportunity for us to get a mentor.
Right.
And I will tell you why. If you're on social media,
Yes.
you can be following people. There are some people I follow. I'm reading a book, Robin Sharma. It is called The 5 a.m. Club. I follow him on Instagram, and I read his stuff every morning.
Robin Sherman.
He wrote a book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I follow Richard Branson religiously. There's this guy, is he from Zimbabwe? Strive, the chairman of Econet.
Right.
I follow his teaching.
Right.
There are so many people. Some people follow me every morning. When they wake up, they go to my page. What is he doing?
Right. I'm among them.
They get inspiration from me.
Right.
There are so many things that I want to do. But I just remember that sometimes I will go out, I will do some stuff.
Right.
I like to give people that I mentor that I still need to work on my heart.
Right.
I still need to run in the morning to keep fit.
Right.
This morning I had to jog from Croydon to Brixton.
Oh, wow.
On Saturdays, I have to do 10,000 steps
Oh, right.
every day. So you can get a mentor apart from your faith in God.
Yes.
It is easier because mentor will shortcut your way to success.
Right.
But you need to know what you want.
What you want.
And that's where clarity comes in.
Right.
Who do you follow
Right.
on social media?
That's true.
And sometimes I pity the youth because of the distractions. Social media can be very, very distracting. It can be very, very challenging. So the first thing we need to do is that how can we get them focused? How can we be having conversation of what do you want to do
Right.
when they are young?
Yeah.
What do you want to do? Apart from the education, their hobby. Can we put money in their hobby? And they can even begin to think of career portfolio, multiple streams of income. My last daughter, Ayomikwe, she goes for dancing class every Saturday and she goes alone. She's passionate about it. For a young girl to wake up on Saturday morning, come rain, come sun,
Yeah.
and she will go. It means that she's passionate about it.
Right. And the dedication.
And the dedication.
Yes.
Now, she's still in school. She can become a dancer. She can be writing books
Right.
on dancing. She can have a blog on it, but it doesn't disturb her education.
That's true.
So it's about what can we do to keep them busy,
That's true.
not on what we want,
That's true.
but what they want. And we can put some money to encourage them so that keeps them busy and they can develop their interest. So it's about passion to profit.
Right.
But we have to find a way to begin to tease out as parents, what do they want?
Right.
Don't ask them to become lawyer or doctor, whatever. And how do our life as parents impact our children?
Right.
Because it's not what we say, it is what we do.
That's true. That is so true.
If you drink in the house and you're telling your kids not to drink or smoke, they will be the most curious thing they want to do is to smoke, is to drink.
Yeah.
Now they can begin to ask you, when will I be old enough to drink?
That's if they don't do it behind your back.
That's if they don't do it behind your back.
Yeah.
That I want to drink.
Yes.
So now, how can you tell your son that smoking is bad? I am addicted to it, but I can't stop it. I would advise you never to try it. No, they will try it first.
Of course. Of course.
To feel it,
Yes.
to know that it's bad. Because you are an embodiment of their aspiration, of who they aspire to be. You are the one that inspired them. And it is what you do.
That's right. That's right.
So I think mentoring is very, very important. And they can get it everywhere. You can be following somebody. It's about building your network, building relationship. The kind of network I need in 10 years' time, I've started building it now.
Right.
You have to build relationship. It's like a principle of sowing and reaping. Before you can reap,
You have to sow.
you have to sow.
That's true.
You have to harvest.
Yes.
Just like our relationship.
Yes.
You see me, you say, hello, hello, uncle, hello. You know, you say hello to me. I have this program. I say, oh, I can't do it. And you're my case. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you see me and say, don't forget. And one day I say, okay, let's say, okay, just any date you can do.
Yes.
It's because you've been able to build a relationship with me.
Yeah, that's true.
But everybody wants a destiny helper. But
That's
what
right.
are you bringing into that relationship?
Into the relationship, yeah.
Even rich people also cry.
That's true.
They also need help. It can be good morning, hello, it can be how are you?
Yes.
I have mentors. Anytime I go and see my mentors, I buy them presents.
All right.
I buy them presents. So that when your phone rings, or you say, mentor, can I book an appointment to see you?
It will be immediate. Yeah.
There are some people that I mentor in the community. I mentor some people that they struggle to get me.
Right. Yeah.
And the reason why they struggle to get me is that we can't be having the same conversation all the time. When I give you the strategy, when I give you the books to read, when I share my strategies with you, I expect you to go and execute.
Right.
When you are now having challenging about decision making, I don't want to be talking about the little things. I want to talk about decisions just like you. I want to do what do you think? Oh, I got this interview. Can you prepare me for interview? I'll prepare you.
Right.
Can we have a conversation on when is the best time to call you? I need to discuss something with you. I know that's important. I'm thinking of doing this or doing that. We'll now have a conversation. Why do you want to do that? What do you think is the best option? Then I will now make a recommendation. I will not say do this, do that. But we have a conversation. I am thinking of going back to school. How will you fund it? I am thinking of ABC. Somebody said, I want to develop myself on digital skill. I don't have money. What can I do? I said, okay, go to Future Learn. So go and do it. But if you are talking about the same thing, or I recommend a book, you are not reading it, I ask you to do something, and I can see that you are still in the same place.
That means
There's
you're
little
not
I can
ready.
do for you.
Exactly.
When I go to my mentors, I go with questions.
Right. Yes.
I've done X, Y, Z. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking of this option. For example, I had a conversation with one of my mentors at the beginning of the year, and I said, I want to change my target audience. And I said, why do you want to change them? Who do you want to target? You expect your mentor to ask questions, to also coach.
Of course.
So
yes.
that's the way it works. People need to, they must have clarity about what they want and who they want it from. And they can now, it's so easy now more than ever to go on Twitter, to go on Facebook, to go on Instagram and look for the people who are doing what you want to do.
You want, yes.
When we are growing up, we only get to read them in the newspaper.
That's right.
But now, you can choose round. Can you believe that you can even Google a motivational speaker in Croydon? Or a black motivational speaker if you want to be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
A plumber in Brixton. You can get it.
You can get them.
A singer in Lagos.
Yes.
They can even be a virtual mentor. So you don't necessarily need to be having a meeting with them. They can be a virtual mentor. And you learn something from them. You learn something from reading their works, read their book. When we are much younger, we read all the books of Stephen Covey, for example, John Maxwell.
All right.
All those great speakers.
Yes.
Even Reverend Oyedepo, I know of somebody who has 100 of his books.
Really?
So it's about studying somebody back to back. What did you do?
Yes.
You take your time to research me.
Yes.
To get everything about my thinking, my thought process.
Yes.
If you can take your time to research me, everything about me is online. I've written everything. If you follow me on Facebook and you research me, you will know everything, the way I think, the logic behind my thinking, what I do in the morning, you will get to understand me. And that's the reason why I do what I do.
Yes.
If you are close to me, you will know about my core values. You will know that my core values, what is important to me.
Yes.
You know that I call my wife goddess.
Oh, yes.
You will know everything about me,
Yes.
that family is important to me. You know that faith is important to me.
Yes.
You know that fitness is important to me.
Yes.
You know that friendship is important to me. And you know that fulfilling my purpose is important to me.
Yes.
And my purpose is to inspire, influence, and impact. You will know.
Yes. Yes.
And what I'm trying to do is I just get everybody to be thinking along those lines.
Right.
Because I have a lot of friends that I will call destiny helpers, but I also bring something to the table. So the young people I mentor, what do you bring to the table? Now, everybody has got something. We all endowed with the seeds of greatness.
Yes.
And all of us are wonderfully and fearfully made. It can be, oh, I can help you to advertise your book. Oh, you can be sharing what I'm teaching or what I'm talking about. And this is how to build a relationship. If you notice that this person, if you put anything on Facebook, this person will share. If you put something on Twitter, this person will share on a daily basis.
That's right.
You will be on their radar.
That's right. Yeah.
You will just be on their radar. When you now need something from them and you call them or you inbox them, they are going to say,
straight away, yes.
because you know that if you live in New York and they live in London and they're coming to New York, it has happened to me. When I'm traveling, the people who have been following me in that area will say, you are going to be in New York, I want to host you. You are going to be in Lagos, I want to do something for you. Right. So it's about building relationship. For me, I went to church last week. I talked about grace. That's one of my topics that I like to share when I go to churches. And grace is about God first, R, relationship building,
yes.
A, action, C, continuous learning,
Right.
and E, excellent, striving, pushing, striving to get better. It's like a mindset.
Yeah.
How can this be better? Put in your best and look at if I have the opportunity to do it again, what will I do differently?
Able to do. Right.
That is what makes you better.
Right.
If I have to do this program again, what will I do different? If I go for a presentation, I will reflect on my way home.
Right.
If I have to do it again, what will I do differently?
Be able to do differently, right.
So that you can now adjust. That's the only way you can strive. I'm not saying you should be perfect. I'm not talking about perfectionism.
But just strive for your dreams, basically.
You know, your dream, everything you do, and that's what your brand is all about. Your brand represents excellence.
Excellent.
This person will put in their best. Your best may not be good enough because, like I said, it is based on your competency that will give you confidence. And that's what's going to give you courage.
Right, that's true. Right.
When you put in your best and you look at how can it be better, then you reflect, then you do it again, you will get better.
You get better, right.
Look at now, you can be a broadcaster without necessarily going to school.
That's true.
Before, when I was growing up, you can never be in front of television. It's not possible.
Wow.
Because there's only BBC.
Yeah.
But now, you can even start your own channel at home.
Yes. Oh,
You can be on YouTube.
Yes.
You can build a global brand from your living room.
Yes, you can vlog from home.
You can blog from home.
Yes.
You can be talking about your passion. You don't even need to research if you don't want to. You are cooking, I'm cooking so and so today. This is the way I make yellow fries. I'm cooking about tomorrow. You'll be surprised the number of people who can cook, who will be looking at you the way you are cooking.
That's true.
Some people, you become a celebrity chef.
That's true.
Some people will invite you to come and talk about it.
Yes.
You have followers. Just imagine if you are doing something on social media and you have 10,000 followers. I'm talking about social media. What I often say is that if you have 5,000 people on social media and they do not know what you do,
That is a problem.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
They must know what you do.
Yes.
So that when there's an opportunity, when they are looking for people in your industry or what you do, your name must come to mind in what I do. Everybody that knows me knows what I represent, everything about me.
That's right.
So in my industry, if something concerns me, come up. Though there may be some people say, who may like to say, I don't like his face. But my name will crop up.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm all about.
Wow, thank you. Sorry, I could stay here the whole day and just listen to you because sometimes when you see people that have got the perfect mix, you know, sometimes it does really help. And we're nearing to the end of it.
Yeah.
And once again, people, this is Toyi Marafa from Voice of the Voiceless. I'm here. I'm talking to the gentleman here, Dr. Dayo Olomu. He was the one that's written this. He's written this. He's a publisher and an author as well, and this is his second book. I think this is the one that's coming out.
Book.
Oh, My
That's the third
apologies.
book. It's okay.
Is it this one that's coming
No,
out soon?
it's
It's
out.
already out already. So this is out already as well. So you could grab a copy, lay hands on it. I'm sure I'll be able to help you. We can't really talk about you and your life without talking about your wife, because I saw that you made reference to her now. We call her our esteemed goddess,
Thank you.
Shade. To her, she is your goddess, Shade. Can you talk a bit about the positive impact that she's had in your life? Because like you said, sometimes relationship is all about relationships too. So if you have a wrong relationship, sometimes it will detract from anything you're trying to build.
I think for me, the first thing is the strength of her character.
Right.
So when I was married, I was looking for. We met when I was doing my A levels. I was 20 years old then. She was about.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she was 18.
Right.
And we went our different way. We came back and we now got together. And I was looking for a wife, a Christian,
Right.
with a small C,
Oh right. Right.
but with the character, a big C.
A big C. Wow.
So, character
Wow.
is, when it comes to marriage, I want to marry a Christian, but our character must be of more value,
Right.
because character is everything
Yes.
about people. So, our strength of character, our determination. She has gone, in our marriage, I've seen, not through me, not because of me, she has gone through some challenges herself,
Right.
and she was able to hold firm, and she has been able to overcome it.
Right.
So I respect her. I respect her spirit of resilience.
Right.
She's an overcomer. She's beautiful inside and outside. And I like the way she takes care of herself and her body
Right.
for herself.
Oh, right.
And that translates into me and everything. She looks after herself.
Right.
She goes to the gym about 3-4 times a week.
Oh wow.
Just 2 years older than her,
Oh right.
and she looks 35.
Well, she really does look young.
She
But anybody
looks
here to see the picture.
very, very, very young.
She looks very young.
But
Yeah.
she put effort into having that look,
Oh right.
her discipline. When it comes to things of health and everything, people say that I'm disciplined, but now I can say that she's even more disciplined than me.
Oh, I see.
So when we go out, people struggle and say, you guys look like you are 35, 40 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of respect for her, and she influenced me positively. Her attitude to life, her values, her behavior, and how she runs the house. You know, she's forget about what you see outside. She's a typical African woman
Oh right. Right.
with a very
Beautiful.
strong moral values,
Beautiful.
very good upbringing.
Oh right.
So I got a lot of encouragement from her.
Thank you. The reason
And
why
she supports everything I do.
everything, which is beautiful, and the reason why I brought that up is because we're trying to teach these youths about their relationships, who to go for, not just as friends, but as life helpers as well.
I think the most important thing that you have to marry your best friend.
Oh right.
That person has to be your friend.
Your friend.
You know, when you have a friend, no matter the disagreements, you find a way to solve, because this person is your friend.
That's true.
You accept them for who they are.
Yes.
So that person has to be your friend.
Your friend as well. That's true.
You have to love that person, but they must also be your friend. And I also, these days, because of the distraction and what is going on, I also feel that you should have a lot of things in common with that your friend before you marry her.
Right.
Because when you have a lot of things in common, oh, you love cinema, you love a particular thing. When you watch Netflix, for example, you're going to likely watch the same thing. And if possible, if you can come from almost the same background, all those little things help.
Oh right.
Because when you now eat the storm of marriage, it is those things that will keep you together.
Oh, right.
Because storm is going to come in marriage.
Definitely.
But those things will keep you together.
Yeah. Yes.
Just like a man who believes that a large proportion of his earning must go towards his family. That's his value.
That's true.
He knows that it's about nurturing. No matter what he earns, he will make sure that the family are well looked after.
That's true.
Whereas, if the man is selfish and likes to look after himself, Everybody will know. In fact, everybody will know that it's very, very selfish. It's about him.
That's true. That's true. Because the lady
So,
will have to keep struggling.
yeah, and
So.
also, as a man, how do I describe it? Are you the man? Sort of. Everybody's looking for a wife. What about you? Are you a provider? Are you a protector? You know those basic things. It's just the same thing with women. Are you the kind of person somebody can marry?
Right.
Are you a wife material? Oh, I think I would like. Let me use this word. Are you a husband material yourself?
Right. Right.
Because it's so easy for us to assume women in this, but what about me?
What about you? Yes. What about you as a youth, as you're growing up?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Where
Do
would
you have a
like to
vision for your
relate?
life when you are a youth?
Yes. Yes.
Where do you see yourself?
Yes.
Where do you want your children? Which school do you want your children to go to?
Go. Yes.
How do you want to run your house? How much do you need to earn to be able to live the kind of lifestyle you want?
That's true.
Where do you want to live? Those things are very, very important. What kind of job do you want to go into?
Right. Yes.
Because when you go into a wrong job, sometimes it can be very, very difficult
To
to come out of it.
That's true.
What kind of wife are you looking for? So you have to be able to think of all those, think it through when you are young, before you even go into that. So if you see a woman, you will know this is a wife material. Now, a few years ago, maybe about 20 years ago, I used to MC weddings. And when I MC weddings, in my questionnaire, I asked a lot of men, why did you marry that woman? When did you know that she's the one for you? You'll be surprised what most men say. They say the first time I set my eyes on her. How come? I've seen so many men say that. They may not be ready, but they say, sometimes they will say, when I met her, I know she was a wife material.
She was the one. Yeah.
I know she was the one. How did they know?
Right.
We can just talk about instincts. Now, let's look at another, now for women. Sometimes women may not will say that they're not all that sure, but they're 100% sure of who they don't want.
That's true.
They may not be 100% sure of who they want,
Yeah,
but they are 100% sure. They say,
Of
no,
who they
forget
don't-
it.
Yeah.
So that when, they call it toast, or I don't know the word they use now,
Yeah.
that when somebody asks you out, when you know that you can't even consider them, you say, just forget it.
Yes.
But if you can consider it, just say, maybe, let me just, you never know. Especially if they are not dating at that time.
Yes.
You can just, just for a lunch. But another will say, no. And some of their friends will be convinced, but you're not dating. I say, no, not that kind of person.
Yeah, that's true. I have to say, wow. Amazing how time flies. I could just carry on interviewing you, for as long as it takes. But unfortunately, we're running out of time. Once again, people, this is Dr. Dayo Olomu. He is a mentor, an inspirational speaker, and a mentor to a lot of people, myself included. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. I'm ready to go back on the list because I'd love to see you back here again. I think we've only just, it's just the top bit that we've just scratched. There's still loads more that we can go into. So I'm happy to book another 6-month appointment, right here, right now on live.
Maybe what we'll do is that we will, when next we just look for a topic.
Yes.
We just narrow it down to one topic and flesh it out and talk more about it so that people can learn. It can be maybe business, it can be leadership, it can be career.
Yes.
So that we prepare and people can
be
learn
able
something.
to say yes. You heard it here first. You heard it first. So we will be waiting. We will be working towards that definitely. Once again from Project Tomov, from Voice of the Voiceless, my name is Toyi Marafa, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Heritage Television. promoting African culture and heritage at its best. From talk shows that concern you to both local and international news that relates to you. From grassroots football to African children's programs. Heritage Television. We cover your social and special events like weddings, birthdays, church anniversaries and so on, and broadcast them live on our apps and online. Heritage Television, broadcasting everything about culture and heritage. Heritage Television. We've got it covered. Do download our apps on both Android, iOS, and Windows mobile platform. Heritage Television, your very own TV station.